said, trying to sound friendly. Our vehicle broke down. Any chance you could take a look? Earl just stared at us. 15 filthy, armed, exhausted soldiers standing in his shop. His eyes kept darting to our rifles. We ain't here to cause trouble, I added. Just need a mechanic. Earl swallowed hard. Let me see what I can do. He got to work while we waited outside. Tried to look as non-threatening as possible, which is hard when you're carrying automatic weapons and haven't showered in 3 weeks. That's when the sheriff showed up. Old guy, maybe 60, driving a cruiser that looked older than him. He parked across the street and just sat there, watching us. Hand probably on his radio the whole time. Everett walked over to explain the situation. We could see them talking through the windshield. Sheriff's face went from suspicious to confused to embarrassed in about 2 minutes. He got out of his car laughing. Boys, he called out to us. Half this town thinks you're some kind of invasion force. Betty called me saying terrorists were marching down Main Street. We all started cracking up. The tension just broke. Here we were, American soldiers who'd been training to protect these people, and we'd accidentally terrified an entire town just by existing. The sheriff made some calls, explained we were just military folks with a broken truck. Slowly, people started coming out of their houses. Then something amazing happened. This older woman, the same one who dropped her hose, came walking up with a tray of lemonade. Her hands were shaking a little, but she was smiling. You boys look thirsty, she said. I'm sorry I ran earlier. You just looked so rough. Ma'am, I said, taking a glass. We probably looked like we crawled out of a swamp because we basically did. She laughed. More neighbors appeared. Someone brought sandwiches. Another person showed up with cookies. Within an hour, our breakdown had turned into a block party. Earl fixed the Humvee for free. Wouldn't take a dime. Said it was the least he could do for $7. The sheriff took photos with everyone. Said he was going to frame his and hang it in the station. Proof of the day, terrorists invaded his town and turned out to be hungry privates. We rolled out 3 hours later, cleaned up, fed, and carrying enough baked goods to last a week. The whole town waved goodbye like we were family leaving after Thanksgiving. Everett put in a formal thank you letter to the mayor. Just a nice gesture, nothing official. What we didn't know was that letter started something bigger. The town adopted our unit, started sending care packages during deployments, birthday cards for soldiers, Christmas stockings stuffed with candy and sauce. They'd never had any military connection before we accidentally scared them half to death. 4 years later, I was stationed overseas when I got a package. Inside was an invitation. The town had renamed their Memorial Day parade, called it the Mud Soldiers March now. They